Hey there everybody, this is Rick with the Mercedes Diesel Guy channel, and this is going to be the first video in a series on a new project. So let's get into it. Now, kind of teased this in my last video, and I think I'm going to leave it out of the video title once I process this, just to preserve the mystery at least for another minute or so for you. We moved up to Canada 2 years ago, and we took all three cars with us. Now, at the time, that was my VW Vanagon, which I've had for 18 years. Never going to get rid of it. My green 98 Volvo S70, which has been my daily driver for about 5 years now. Fantastic car. Have no reason or desire to get rid of it. And my wife's silver S70 now. So, here I am. We are down to two cars. Because that silver S70, we sold it just before we left Canada. We were able to get a third driver 2 years ago to drive the third car up to Canada for us, but with the pandemic, we just could not swing it to bring all three cars back with us. So we sold the silver S70 because it did not have a working air conditioner. The green one did. So, we're two people with two cars, which, most people would consider normal. And you know me, I'm not normal. I prefer to have more cars than drivers. That way when one breaks, you just jump in another one. You don't have to rent anything. You don't have to stress about getting something fixed right away. That's just the way I do things. So it was time to replace one of the cars now that we've been here for about 6 weeks. But I was looking for something specific. Now, in this case, minivan, which I know most people consider a death sentence. I don't. I think they're actually really practical, and I think it's going to do well for us because, it's two adults, two kids now, and we don't travel light. I tend to throw anything and everything in the car when I go somewhere, just for, just in case I need it, and I'm terrible about that. So, we've kind of hit the limit of space on the S70. Now, last summer, we took the green S70 on a road trip from Montreal to Kentucky. We drove there, spent a few weeks in Kentucky, and drove back. In addition to having the cabin completely loaded with our stuff, the trunk was completely loaded. I had a cargo box for the roof completely loaded, and we had a bike rack hanging off the back. And the rear suspension of that car was just squatting low the whole trip. And and I remember on the drive home, we ended up going through the mountains of West Virginia, and I actually got concerned, because it was really hilly, I got concerned that we'd even make it to the top. But, we got home without incident. But, now, kids get bigger, so I think it's time to upsize the family hauler. Now, I'm not getting rid of the S70. It's still fine for short trips, but like I said, minivan time. So give me a moment, and I will show you what we got. All right, so drum roll. Here it is. Oh yeah, 2005 Toyota Sienna. They give you the walk around and give you the details. So I made the guy an offer and I bought it. And the only other thing really worth noting is that there seems to be some kind of a creak or noise here in the rear that really does seem to be suspension related. Let's see if I can make that noise for her. So it really does seem to be coming from the shock and or the spring or a bushing back there. It's the sort of thing that seems to make a little bit of noise when I start driving, but then it stops. So the next day, Monday, I added the van to my insurance policy, and then I went down to the county courthouse and registered it. But in this case, when I went to pick it up, which once it was that night, Monday night, a day after I bought it, I actually had the correct new license plate, and it was insured, so when I drove it 90 miles home, everything was completely legal. And since there's no inspection in this part of Tennessee, I was all set to go. So, yeah, I drove it back, and really it did not have any problems to speak of. The guy I bought it from really did not know the history. The one thing I always want to know is, when was the last time the timing belt was done? So there was no record of that, and there was no sticker under the hood indicating it. And what he said to me was kind of telling. What he said to me was, "Oh, my friend that I bought it from, she did everything. She did everything." And in my experience, when somebody says, "Oh, they did everything," that usually means they did nothing. Usually what that means is, when the car has a breakdown, they got whatever that one item is fixed. Now, for me, when I say I've done everything, that means all the preventive maintenance to make sure you don't have a breakdown. So at this point, I'm basically planning to do every single maintenance item I can find on it preemptively, which includes the timing belt, spark plugs, wires, pretty much all the filters, fluids. I really want to get this to the point where I don't have to worry about it for a long time. But like I said, I drove it back almost 100 miles, and I've driven it about 20 miles locally so far. No problems, except for a bit of noise in the suspension. So yeah, it's already late in the day, so my task for today is to start cleaning. Like I said, I've been driving it around a little this week without really cleaning it. Whatever you see on the floor there is just stuff I tracked in today. I'm going to start with wiping down all the hard surfaces with disinfectant wipes. So, like I said, I'm just going to quickly disinfect everything, and then I'm going to get out here with my steamer and carpet cleaner and start working on that. So I know it's been a long video, and I really have been trying to keep it brief. I'm going to try to edit this down as best I can, but here's the intro to the new Project and Family hauler, and we'll see how it goes from here. Thanks for watching.